right, y'all, welcome back. So we're gonna be doing something a little different today. We're out on a small river and we're gonna be fishing for some small catfish. We're gonna try to catch us 5 to 10 small channel cats to take home and fry up. The river's extremely low. We have zero current, so we're gonna be heading down below the dam. Hopefully that little bit of moving water will have some fish congregated down there. So let's head on down there and find out. So in our little John boat here, it'd be about a 45-minute boat ride for us to get up below the next dam. So what we've done, since we don't have any current, is we came down river, we parked above this dam, and we're gonna be walking down below it and fishing off the bank. Normally you would never want to get near one of the upper sides of these low head dams. They're extremely dangerous, but we have zero current today. There's hardly any water going over the dam, so I feel safe about it. This is something we do pretty often in the summertime when there's no current. But I'll go ahead and explain a little bit about what we're going to be doing today, because it's going to be really loud once we get down there. But basically, we're going to be using light tackle. We got some medium action spinning rods here. We got 30-pound braid on the reel. And then I got about a 5-foot fluorocarbon leader. And we're just going to be using panfish rigs, basically. We got a little float up here, a split shot, and a tiny little hook. And we're going to be throwing these bobbers, these floats out in the current and just letting the current drift them down slowly. And for our bait today, for these channel cats, we're going to go old school. We're using an old catfish bait here that I don't hear much about anymore, but when I was a kid, I knew some old timers that swore by these things, and they're a great channel catfish bait. These are catalpa worms. They come off of a catalpa tree. You can only get them a certain time of the year, but they're a big old nasty, gooey caterpillar kind of thing. And they make absolutely great channel cat baits. They got this green goo that kind of oozes out of them when you handle them. And it's got kind of a strong smell. That smell reminds me of being a kid. I remember that smell. So those will be some great bait this time of year. And we picked these off of a catalpa tree last night. Let's walk on down here and see if we can catch some channel cats. They got some really tough skin too. They stay on the hook pretty good. I'm just gonna kind of run the hook. Let's see, kind of like you would on a plastic worm here. Just gonna go in there. Man, that skin's tough. We'll come back out right there, just like that. Let's make the first cast, see if there's anything here. There's the first one. That's definitely a channel cat. Man, that took less than a minute. That's a pretty good one too. That's exactly what we're looking for. And we got him. Barely, hook was barely in there, but that is a perfect eater size channel cat right there. So our little stringer here has 8 hooks on it. So I think that'd be a good goal today, is to try to get 8 channel cats about that size. That should be enough for me and my family. So we got a little pool of water over here behind us. We're just gonna throw them down in there. And the way I like to do it so that they stay good and healthy until we get ready to leave is just go right on the inside of that lip. It won't hurt the fish at all. There we go. It'll be just fine right there. Old catalpa worm got it done, boy. All right, let's get baited up again and catch us another one. Throw it right out there in the current. Just let the current drag it down. There he is. You got him too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Any size to it?
I don't know if it's as big as the last one. It's not even the last one.
No, that's a keeper. Yeah, that's not a bad one. You probably just lift him in. There you go. If we catch a bunch of them and we get a bigger one, we can always turn that one loose. But there's nothing wrong with that. That fish is plenty big to eat, in my opinion. Well, good deal. Looks like they're gonna bite for us today, man. This is so much fun. Just floating these little bobbers around out here, just like I did back when I was a kid. Boy, this is good stuff. Never gets old. I love fishing for the big fish, but I still enjoy this just as much sometimes. Yeah, I think all the oxygenated water here has got all the little shad and minnows and stuff up here near these rocks, and these channel cats are just up here waiting on them. And you know, they use that current to their advantage. The channel cats, or any kind of catfish really, will set down in this current and wait on the bait to come to them. Look, I just hooked one right here. Another pretty good one. That one wasn't even out in the current. They sure are loving them worms. I'm sure you can catch them on red worms, mealworms, crickets, whatever you wanted to. I'd say minnows would be a really good bait right here, right now. But they're definitely liking these catalpa worms, I know that. Yeah, that's a little bit better one there. Hopefully I can walk him over here to the bank without losing him. Still got my worm on there. Those things are pretty tough. They got some tough skin on them. There he is, man. These are some healthy looking channel cats, dude. And you can see those little hooks are doing the job. Get this one on a string. That'll be number 3, and we've been here 10 minutes. Man, this is fun. All right, so we got 2 on the stringer. Landon said his got loose over here in this little puddle of water while he was trying to get it on the stringer. But it was a little bit smaller anyway, so no big deal. The way they're biting, I don't think we have anything to worry about. You can see the green, gooey stuff coming out of this worm. And that's what the old timers used to tell me. That's why they were such a good catfish bait. Because this stuff's got a really strong smell to it. Whatever it is, it's working today. If you can keep it in that current, look at that, buried. I mean, that might be a good one. That one there took some drag. I think he was just in the current. Now that one right there is a little small. We'll go ahead and put him back since they're biting so good. Now if they were tough to catch, I'd keep one that size too. That's a couple of fillets. And something else fun about fishing like this is you really never know what you can catch. Anything in the river will bite a worm under a float, you know. But if you can keep that float in the current right there, it gets bit about every time. Just got the real free spool in here, letting some line out. Just got to make sure you keep most of the slack reeled up so you can set the hook. Yeah. There it is again, man. Another small one though. Still fun though on this light tackle with this braided line. Man, that's a real small one there. That's the kind right there that'll hurt you. There's one. That looks like a keeper there. Oh yeah, that's a good one. He don't break me off down here on these rocks. walk him to the bank. Oh, he's trying his best to go up underneath some of them rocks. All right, there he is. Now you can see these little hooks are doing the job. The worst part about them is trying to get them out because we forgot our pliers up there in the boat. We might have to run up there and get them, but I feel like a lot of people use way too big of a hook fishing for these eater-sized channel cats. You know, they don't have a very big mouth. Now, if you're fishing for big blue cats or flatheads, you know, you're gonna need a pretty good size hook. But on these channel cats, especially the smaller ones, it doesn't take much of a hook at all. They got a really tough mouth. There we go. Let's go get him on the stringer. Hopefully this one doesn't get away like Landis did. It's not gonna take long, I don't think, today, unless they quit biting on us, to fill up this stringer. All right, he is not coming off there now. That is our fish. All right, let's go catch another one. Oh my gosh, channel cat's jumping.
We're all tied up.
Well, here, it is what it is now. Look at him go. That's definitely another good one. Man, he's making a mess out of our lines though. It's number 4, I think. Yeah, number 4. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Real big.
It's number 5. Yeah, but it's definitely a keeper. I got some pliers now. We finally broke down and went and got the pliers out of the boat. I'll go put him on the stringer. You catch another one. I just seen a channel cat jump over a rock right here. Look at him right there. That's what that is. It's all channel cat. You see him flashing under the surface? That is crazy. There must be hundreds of them. And look at that. As soon as it hit the water, one of them, I think it ate my float. Hope they stay down there and don't come up here on this rock I'm on. There's a channel cat. Oh man, look at that. That might be something different there. It's just pill and drag. Oh, I lost it. That's a big fish. I don't know if it was a drum or maybe just a big channel cat. Broke me off. I was in the process of loosening up my drag whenever the line went slack. Guess I didn't get to it in time. But I probably need to retie anyway. That's a lot of fish I've caught on that knot. There's one. It's like borderline. What do you think?
I'd probably throw it back.
Throw it back. Well, these little fish right here's moved in on us. There must be hundreds of them out there. That's a keeper right there if I can get him in. And that was on the cut bait. Oh yeah, good one. Might be the biggest one yet. Oh. Yeah, he's not as big as I thought he was, but it's still a good one. Still one we want to take home to eat. So we caught that one on a little tiny piece of cut bluegill. We ran out of our catalpa worms we were using, and we got some mealworms, but they don't seem to be biting the mealworms as good. So Landon caught a little bluegill and done the best he could filleting it. I think his pocket knife, my truck key would have probably been sharper than the pocket knife he had, but got some little bitty strips like that. That was my first cast. with one of those. And we got us another keeper. Maybe they're gonna bite him. That's number 6, 2 more. There's another one, another good one. Looks like the cut bait is definitely out fishing the mealworms. I think it's a pretty good one here. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. That's number 8, but we might catch a couple more just because they're biting good on this cut bait right now. Yeah, so we were catching bigger fish on those catalpa worms. We ran out of them, and we were just catching babies on the mealworms. So we switched over to this cut bluegill, just tiny little strips, and we're back to catching the better ones now. But that's number 8 right there. That's probably enough. We might catch a couple more for fun, and then go home and fry these things. That's all we're using right there, just tiny little strips of bluegill fillet. That's a good one there, boy. Oh, it came off. That's where they're at. Yeah, there you go. He got him. We found a spot over here with some more fish in it, I think. Yeah, we'll keep it too. We can get him on that string. Let me reel this in before we have a daggone mess. Where's he at? I can't tell. That must be a good one.
Might be a little better.
Yeah, that's one like we got on the stringer there. Yeah. They probably just feel bigger because we're hooking them from 3 miles away. Man, this is so much fun. I don't want to quit. I'm really hungry and I want to go home and eat these fish. But they're biting so good right now, it's hard to leave. You get away? That one got away too. Oh my gosh. Well, we got enough fish, so it don't matter now. It's just kind of funny that pretty much all the keepers you caught ended up going back in the river. You trying to wash him off and he got loose, wasn't you? I guess we need to be going if we're going to eat these fish tonight. It'll be an hour or so before I get them all filleted and get the grease hot. Oh, there he is. Another good one. Lining's on them now. Yeah, that's one of them smaller ones there. Or that's a moon eye. Get that sucker. We'll take that home, put in the freezer. That's a piece of trophy catfish bait right there. I was wondering if there was any of those up in here right now, and that's the first sign of them we've seen. That's, yeah, caught the moon eye on a piece of bluegill.
Put it over and put it in the cooler.
Yeah, if you don't care, run up there and throw it in the cooler. Yeah, that piece of moon eye, we'll take that home and put it in the freezer. We're gonna go chasing some big fish here in a few days up on the Ohio River. So we'll take that with us. That'll be some prime bait. Yeah, so now that we're about to leave, the river's really starting to come alive. Catching fish on pretty much every cast. It's right at that time of day, like 6 o'clock, when everything starts to bite. Man, this thing here is mad, whatever it is. It's a channel cat. I'm not moving this fish hardly. It might be a good one. That's a heavy fish, Landon. Look at him taking drag. Oh yeah, this will be the biggest thing I've brought in today if it doesn't get off. What's it gonna be? It could be a little blue cat. It's just a mean channel cat, I guess. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, that's a better fish there. we'll take that one home if I don't lose him between now and then. Yeah, that's gonna be my last fish of the day there. As much as I'd like to stay and catch some more, I'm getting hungry. Yeah, that's a male channel cat there. You can see the big dent in the top of the head, a lot bigger mouth, and they're just more ugly normally. All right, so that's what we came up with out here this afternoon in just a few hours. I mean, there must be just thousands of channel cats stacked up here below this dam. And I don't think there's anything special about this dam. It's just the rivers are really low right now. And this is, you know, there's more oxygen right in here below these dams. And I think that's why all the fish are here. But we're gonna get everything picked up here, head back up, get in the boat, run home. We're just a few miles from home. We're gonna fillet these fish up and fry them up for supper tonight. So we'll see you guys when we get back to the house. All right, y'all, so we made it home. We're filleting these catfish, and we got some company, as you guys can see here. These chickens are tore all to pieces. They're standing here waiting on me to drop a little piece of skin or a little piece of meat. There's a little piece of meat here, watch them. They'll get tore all to pieces. Yeah. I'll show you guys how I fillet these fish. I've showed it in other videos, so I'm not gonna go too much in detail about it, but there's two different ways I do it, and I'm not a professional at cleaning fish. I just don't do it enough. But one way that I do it is I'll line the knife up right there with the end of the dorsal fin and come up here. You just come up here and feel where the back of the head starts and just go straight down like that. And get right on the spine with a good sharp knife and just work it all the way off to the tail. Just like, that's the fastest way to do it. But you do waste a little meat up here behind the head if you do it that way. So I'll show you on this side the way I normally do it, especially on bigger fish. You know, I'm gonna cut this fillet in half anyway when I fry it up. So what I normally like to do is just feel right there where the ribs stop and go straight down to the spine. And we'll go ahead and take this part of the fillet off. Just like that. And then I come in here with the knife right behind the head and get right along the spine there. And then I just start working it off there and I kind of messed this one up, of course, since we're filming, but I kind of just work it off the spine there like you would a crappie or something. And I think you save a lot more meat that way. There's really nothing left. You can see this side, there's a lot of rib meat and stuff left. And this side, there's really nothing left. I missed a little spot right there, but that was my fault. And then I just cut the skin off here. Just get a good sharp knife, go right under that skin. And this knife's not as sharp as it should be, but before I fry them up, I always cut off any red meat off. I like to get rid of all that. So if there's a little piece of skin here or there, I don't worry about it yet. I'll throw it in some ice water there, and we'll get that off when we trim the red off. They'll all scatter over to it. Look at it. Chickens are something else, man. All right, so we're down to the last fish here. I'll show you guys one more time how I like to fillet them. Go about right in there to the end of the dorsal fin, go straight down to the spine, just turn the knife, stay right along that backbone all the way out to the tail. And then just go right up in here behind the head and try to get as close as you can to the spine there. And then just start working it off. Like I said, this way, you know, it's not as fast as just taking it all off in one fillet, but it saves a little meat. And like I said, I usually cut my fillets in 2 or 3 pieces anyway, so. Man, listen to them chickens over there going nuts. Just like that. All right, there it is. We have got a huge bowl here, completely full of fillets. That'll be more than enough fish. We'll get them trimmed up, rinsed off a little better, and they'll be ready to fry. All right, so we got all of our fish trimmed up, got all the red meat cut off of them. I rolled them in a little bit of egg, and then I coated them in pork skins. If you watched our last catch and cook video, that was our first time trying this fish rolled in pork skins, and I was just blown away at how good it was. I think everybody in my family agreed that we like that just as much, maybe more than cornmeal or flour or anything like that. So we're gonna be trying that again tonight, and I'm gonna be frying it up in some bacon grease. I got the bacon grease over here melting down, heating up right now. As soon as that gets hot, we'll start frying it up. We ended up with quite a bit of fish here for 4 people, but I'd say between the 4 of us, we can probably finish most of it off. Keep the flies off of it, but they won't eat much. Yeah, so we're using the bacon grease instead of the traditional peanut oil, vegetable oil, canola oil kind of thing. I just kind of refuse to eat that stuff anymore. I prefer more of the animal fats. And bacon grease is kind of free, so this works out good. Beef tallow would probably be good too to cook fish in, but I'm out of that right now. So we got plenty of bacon grease, so that'll work just fine. I'm gonna get it up to about 375 because it's gonna drop a little bit when we get the fish in it. Boy, it smells good, don't it? Man. I'm about hungry enough where I think I could grab a piece of that raw and it probably tastes pretty good. So we've been standing here cooking this fish for probably about 20 minutes, and I guarantee you I've already ate about 15 pieces of fish. I'm about full now, and we haven't even sat down to eat yet, but it's getting late. We're about to call it a day here after we eat, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know we had a blast out there catching them channel cats. Look forward to doing it again real soon, but thank you all. God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.